Ooh, what's up, guys? Luca here for another Scum on One-ish, kind of, technically. But we're going to be talking about the Soul series. Yes, that will be Demon Souls, Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, and some Sekiro. Okay, we're going to throw some Sekiro in there because I just beat the game 4 times, actually, 4 times in a row, baby. I remember these cucks. They were like, well, why haven't you played Sekiro? Why haven't you played Sekiro, Luca? And I'm just like, I haven't played Sekiro because Destiny owns my soul. And that's the only reason. It's the only reason I haven't played Sekiro. And what did I do? I went to play Sekiro. Okay? I went to play Sekiro. I beat that shit in 10 days. And I was just like, okay. Okay. Oh, let me go ahead and beat this game 3 more fucking times. Oh, here, Kuro, take your charm back. I don't want it. I don't need it. Okay? I don't need it. Then there's the Demon Souls, and then Bloodborne. So we're going to talk about all those games. And listen, I understand that today was a fun day in the community. All right? I understand that there's a lot of people who are live talking about this PlayStation shit. I get it, okay? So we're not going to get that many people in here, and that's okay. I get it. I'm over here like, God damn, they really went live right when I went live because I really wanted to talk. I want to listen to them. I want to listen to them too. So I understand, man. But let me say hi to my peoples. What's up, Racer? What's up, Brent? What's up, Erica? What's up, Arcade? What's up, T-Rock? Rock! What's up, Green BCN? I know that you're awake, bro. Or maybe you're asleep. See you tomorrow then? What is up? What is up? What is up? My people? My people? Okay, anyway. So yeah, I have 2 guests with me. And we're gonna fucking get it in with one bad mother. Okay.
Hey, what is up, Luca? It's gonna be fun being here actually talking about games at a game show.
Yes, I know.
That's gonna be kind of weird. Not plastic, not RDNA 1.67, whatever. Yeah, we're going to talk about some games. So this will be an interesting experience, and I hope I know how to do this.
Oh, for sure, we can do it, yes. And then we have Enrique.
What's up, Luca and OBM and everyone in the live chat? It's a pleasure to be back here on the Scumcast, and looking forward to talking about all things Souls related. And big shout out to T-Rock, by the way, who I've had the opportunity to co-op some Bloodborne with. So big shout out to him.
Awesome, dude. Awesome. What's up, Super Milkshake? What's up, Tyler? Tyler's like, I've awoken from my slumber. And I say, welcome, King. Welcome. Welcome. What's up, Drav? What's up, Aaron? Deaf Lloyd, hashtag Legion of Scum, baby. Okay. What's up, Pose? All right. What's up? Deaf Lloyd's like, is Bloodborne still the easiest? I don't know. We're going to talk about it, man. We're going to talk about it. So, Luca, the Ashen one, the Ashen Luca, the Ashen Lucario, Luca, I have beaten officially Dark Souls twice. Okay.
Nice.
Dark Souls 2 once because, okay. Dark Souls 2 once. Dark Souls 3 5 times. Bloodborne twice. Demon Souls twice. And Sekiro 4 times. All right? I am a Souls thought. Okay? I'm a Souls veteran, as they say. All right? I'm here. I'm in here. And tonight, this evening, we're going to talk about everything relating to the Soul series. I'm finally answering that question. What is the best Souls/Souls-like game from FromSoft? Now, before you say, Lucario, what about Neo? Did you play Neo, Luca? Yes. I didn't beat it, though. And let me tell you why. I got locked out of my PlayStation account. It was a traumatizing experience for me. And, I was locked out for like 2 weeks, so I couldn't play my fucking game. So by the time I got it back, I was just like, I can't do it. Like, the depression had, like, overtaken me, man. Like, I was in a state of disbelief and hurt and pain. And I was just like, I can't do it. My homeboy, okay. To be fair, Sin Vendetta has bought me the majority of these fucking games. My homeboy Sin was like, here's Neo 2, boo. And I'm just like, Sin, bro, I'm not playing this. I'm not playing it, man. I'm sorry. But Sin Sin Vendetta also bought me Demon Souls, and I platinumed it. So thank you, Boo. Appreciate you. He also bought me Sekiro when it came out. Didn't fucking play it till this year, but I beat it 4 times, Boo. So we're here. We're here in this, man. We're in this. So we're gonna fucking talk about this shit, okay? And then, what were they? Oh, I played a little bit of the Surge. Fucking, not my jam, and that's all I'll say about it. What else? Yeah, I think that's it. Like with the Souls likes, I've the Souls. Oh, and then I also put some hours into Code Vein, Code Vein, but I didn't finish that either. So yes, yeah, but man. But yeah, you guys tell me your history and your background with the Soul series. Let's start with Enrique.
I was like, who? I was like, is it Enrique here? I was like, oh, it's me. All right, so it's funny. Like so I've beaten Sekiro, Bloodborne, and Demon Souls, and played a little bit of Dark Souls 3. Try to go back to Dark Souls 3 again on PS5, but just put it down for whatever reason. And I think I played a little bit of Dark Souls 2, but I'm old, so I don't remember a lot of stuff. So what's more fresh in my memory is the more recent Souls games that I played: Demon Souls, Sekiro, and then Bloodborne. And I gotta say, like, for me, like, these games remind me of like how gaming kind of used to be, where like if anyone's played Ghosts and Goblins, they know what I'm talking about, or Castlevania, they probably know what I'm talking about. Those games, or Ninja Gaiden on the OG Xbox, which OBM I think you could attest to.
Yep.
Those games were not easy, and so one of my buddies that I've known, and you may remember him, OBM. I don't know if you remember Shiz from Xbox Live. I don't know if that name rings a bell.
I think he used to be was he in the Halo 2 night? It sounds really familiar.
Yeah, they used to play Halo 2 with us. We were the same Xbox Live clan. We used to do Halo 2 a lot. Yeah. And Luke, I don't know if you know this. I was an Xbox Live beta tester.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes,
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Shiz is actually the guy who first, like, he actually bought me Dark Souls 2. And like, I think I played it for a little bit and then put it down because I thought it was too hard at the time. I didn't appreciate Souls for a long time because I was playing like Battlefield and shit and some other games, so I didn't appreciate it. And it wasn't until Dark Souls 3 came out that I started playing, that I got back into Souls, and I stopped playing that for whatever reason. In part because I think I had kids too when Dark Souls came out, and my wife wasn't really feeling me gaming at the time. But this generation, I've gone like full on, like, oh my God, like these games are great. And Luca, you have inspired me to like stick with it with these Souls games. Like when you started posting like the Sekiro tweets,
yeah,
and I was like, I got to go back. And I had beaten it on PC because at the time, like, that I got it on console, 30 FPS. I was miserable with it, miserable. And then I remember the drunk cat was like, "Hey, you got to play it on PC." I'm like, "It's on PC." He's like, "Yeah." Got it on PC. So that's 60 FPS. Woo! Oh my gosh, game changing experience. So like Souls games have to be experienced at 60 FPS, bar none. Like that's why I hope that Bloodborne comes to PC. I hope that it gets some kind of PS5 patch. There's rumors that's supposed to happen, but we'll see. Because 60 FPS really is, and you can probably test this too, Luca, because I think you've been playing Dark Souls 3, I think on Series X, or I don't remember, PlayStation 5 or Series X.
PlayStation 5.
But you've been playing it with the 60 FPS, and you could probably immediately notice the benefit of the higher frames.
Yeah, it was a little jarring, to be honest.
Wasn't it? Did you feel like you were cheating?
Wait. Oh, I don't know how to say this person's name. Can you tell me how to say your name? What is it? Abdelila? You can let me know how to pronounce your name properly. We like to say names properly on here. Says 60 FPS is overrated. Okay.
Compared to what are we doing here? Like, what are we doing here, people? 60 FPS is overrated?
In Souls games, I don't know about
Come
that,
on.
especially when you have to time those animations out.
Yes, exactly. Like Sekiro, when I went back when I played Sekiro on PC, I felt like I was cheating. I'm like, oh my god, I'm actually blocking. It's working. My posture meter's going up.
You're just playing the game the way that it was intended to be played.
Yes, the way the developer intended us to play the game.
You know what the opposite of that is playing Dark Souls 3 on the OG the VCR Xbox and playing the dancer at where it goes down to like 10 frames per second.
Yeah, it's actually kind of jarring, like the differences between, because I've beaten Dark Souls 3 on the Xbox One X and
Nice.
was it the Xbox One X or not? It was either the Xbox. No, it was Xbox One on the Xbox One and on the PS4, right? And like it was more stable on the PS4. So when I played it on the Xbox One, I was like, oh, hold on, it's a little shaky, man. What's up, Erica? Mother?
Daughter?
Oh my gosh, this is new. Mother, daughter.
Hello, mother.
Hello.
It's
I'm
so
here.
good to talk to you so bright and early in the day. It's bright and early for you because it's so, the sun never sets in California.
Oh,
man.
I mean, you had a taste of it recently.
It's fucking delicious, man. I should have stayed
Right?
out there. The snow is making me want to jump, man. I don't know.
All that snow, you already know what to do.
Yeah.
Callie's your home.
Yes. But yeah, okay. That's awesome to hear, Enrique. I mean, what about you, OBM? Let me talk to me about your history with Souls.
All right. Well, so my history of Souls actually didn't start till this generation. In fact, I went nearly a decade where I barely played single player games. I on the 360, I went through a period where it was all online shooters and sports games for like a while. I was basically like a casual gamer for, played a lot. I played a lot of games, but it was mostly casual games for a long time. And then, the OG Xbox hit, and I came on that, and I got the OG Xbox over the PS4 because of Halo, because I've always been a Halo dude. I still am. And when Halo 5 hit, that's all I played. Like I was on that thing every night, probably like you are with Destiny. I put over 2,000 hours into that. Never played anything else. I'd buy games occasionally when they go on sale, and Dark Souls 3 happened to be one of those. And I heard about it. The first time I ever went on it, I think I played it for a couple hours. I got up to the first boss. I got my ass whooped, about a good, 3 or 4 times in a row, and I turned it off, and I did not turn it on again for 6 months. I went right back to Halo. Didn't even think about it. And for some reason, that boss fight kind of stuck in my head for a while, because I think that's, even though I didn't play, single player games for a long time, I used to, like back in the old, back in the previous generations, I used to tackle hard games like Enrique was saying. I played Ninja Gaiden. It was one of my favorite games on the OG Xbox, and going all the way back to the NES. I always kind of prided myself on being able to tackle those hard games. So that was like one of those things that just stuck in there, and basically I felt like it was the first game that made me feel like a little bitch. Like I just quit and walked away from it. So I'm like, all right. I actually went and I watched some videos. I'm like, I'm just going to beat the first boss to say that I could do it, and then I'll go back to playing Halo. And so like I watched, this guy was like, basically, you got to just learn the defense and just practice dodging and look at these animations. And so I did all that on that boss until I finally got through. And I remember beating him. The first time I beat him was probably a feeling I hadn't felt in a really, really long time.
Yeah, the euphoria. Like,
yeah.
What about you guys? Do you guys feel that euphoria? Well, I mean, I don't really feel it that all that much anymore at this point because I've like played all the games so often. But when I first started playing Souls games, they're like nothing. That euphoria that hits you when you conquer a boss that you've been struggling at for like hours. It's just there's nothing like it in my opinion.
No, there's nothing in any game, like single player game that I'd played. I'd have to go far back to find a similar experience. And at that point, I like pump my fist. I like, the feeling, like your heart's beating and you're like, holy shit, I got through it. And then I was gone from my Halo peeps for like the next 2 weeks. And nobody saw me. I went off the map. I took myself offline, and I just played Dark Souls 3, nothing but that. And so that was like my first experience with it. And immediately that brought me back into single player games. It's weird now because if you look at my playlist, I play a lot of single player games again. But because it like rekindled that challenge that I don't know how to explain it, but again, going back to like if you are a classic gamer, or if you're somebody that's been around for a while, just that feeling of this is what video games used to be. Like you keep going at something, you overcome it, it gives you that sense of accomplishment, and becomes like a kind of an addicting feeling. And so obviously I was really excited about playing the Dark Souls 1 remastered. I didn't really care for the Dark Souls 2. To me, that felt like I don't know if any of you guys growing up, like you asked your parents for like a certain brand cereal, and they came home with like the off-brand cereal. Like to me, that's what that felt like. It felt like off-brand. It felt like the Bran Flakes version of Dark Souls to me. So I didn't love that one, but everything else, I actually bought a PS4. I skipped the PS3, but I actually went out and bought a PS4, first PlayStation I bought in a few generations, for Bloodborne and the show. But Bloodborne was definitely one of those top two reasons, and so love that game. And then Sekiro, and I would say that out of all those games, when I look at my top 10 games of the generation, they probably 4 out of my top 8 are probably Soulsborne or Miyazaki games. So I think he is, definitely my favorite modern, developer or lead, and that's why I'm on the show. I definitely don't have, I think, the expertise that you do, Luca. So I'm just going to
wouldn't necessarily say it's expertise.
Or the time I got the kids, so I can't.
You know what? You know what?
Wait,
OBM
before you get into it, I want to ask Ari. I have not been drinking.
Erica.
I have not been drinking. Erica,
Okay,
Jesus Christ.
Wait a minute.
No. First, it slipped out. I'm sorry.
First, Enrique was Eric. Now I'm Aria. So this is
I don't know. I have not been drinking though. I have not been drinking. But I have been snacking on these gummy bears. So maybe it is a sugar rush, because Racer said is Luca high off this fucking sugar? Okay, anyway, Erica, tell me your history with the Souls games.
Oh man. Okay, wait. Before I start, who was the one that said 60 frames is overrated? Who was that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Somebody who's never beat a Souls game.
Can we block them, please, or something?
Nope.
No. That was kind of wild. It is not, dear sir or madam. Anyways, my history. Okay, so, oh gosh. Okay, I started with Bloodborne. That's what kind of opened the floodgates. Loved it. I spent, I think, 4 hours in the initial area, just not knowing what the hell to do. That was awesome. That's like one of my best memories for some reason, because that's when I really learned what it takes to like play that game and have the patience and what it's all about. So that was really, I guess, like my tutorial, my beginning. Then I jumped to Dark Souls 2 and got my ass kicked, like bad. I struggled in Dark Souls 2, and just to get through that, I don't know, man, just learning the mechanics, learning how to read the room and be methodical with that game. It was kind of different than Bloodborne. So it was like, it was tough. So I got through that, beat that game. I liked it. I know a lot of people don't, but that was my first Souls. So I don't know if I'm biased, but I actually liked it. Then I believe I went to Dark Souls 1 for a minute, I think, or I went straight to Dark Souls 2 or 3. Sorry, I might have went straight to 3. Beat that. Absolutely loved Dark Souls 3. That might be my favorite. And then I went to 1 for sure, either before or after. Did not beat that one yet. That's the only one I haven't beat, and that's the reason I kind of didn't come on at first on this show. I was thinking, oh, I got to beat everything to be here. Then I hear Enrique like, oh, I only beat a couple games.
Hey.
What's going on here?
Hey.
At least he's keeping it real, but he knows that Luca looks for those receipts. So
Wait, those look, that's 3. That's half of the Soul series I beat.
Yeah, I was actually surprised to hear you say that you've only beaten 3. I thought you beat more of them, but that's perfectly fine.
I was surprised. Yeah, I was surprised. And then Luke is like, Erica, get on here. Look at Enrique. So I'm here.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah,
That's
yeah. And
awesome to hear.
then okay,
It's good
and
to
then
have someone who has a perspective of, actually liking Dark Souls too. But continue. Yes.
yeah, I know I'm kind of, I guess, unique in that way. What else? Okay, then after that, Sekiro comes. Actually, Neo, I think, came. So I started dabbling in the Souls like. So I played Neo, beat that, loved it. I beat what else? Freaking Death's Gambit was another one. Sinner, which was terrible. I mean, if it was Soulsborne, I tried it. And if I got my hands on it, if I was able to, I tried it. Blasphemous is another good one. But yeah, and then Sekiro came, struggled to shake off the Souls gameplay. I wanted to dodge. I wanted to circle the enemies. I wanted to get behind the bosses and backstab. You know what I mean? I wanted to do all that, and it was really hard to shake off. But then I met that certain boss. What the freak is his name, Luca? The one that forces
Ichiro?
you. Yes, him. He forced me to learn.
Ichiro.
Oh, yeah. It was 7 tiers for me.
He kicked my ass.
Yes, because I was playing it like a Souls up until him, where he forced me to, learn the game and play it the way it's meant to be played. So I got through him after many tries, and then it was a more awesome experience after that. I really played it the way it was meant to be played. That was on PS4. Then shout out to the person saying 60 frames is overrated. I played it on PC, beat it on PC, way better experience, smoother. The frames are a huge difference.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so I beat Sekiro twice. Everything else, I think I beat Dark Souls 3 2 times, Bloodborne 3 times, and Dark Souls 2 once.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very awesome to hear. Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't think my resume is as impressive as you, Luca, because you go in. Dude, you went through Sekiro how many times? 4 times?
4 times, yeah.
Nuts.
Holy crap. See, And you did it back to back to back. I don't know how you. I can't do that. I have to take a break. I have to go play something else, and then if I feel the itch, I'll come back. You know what I mean? So I'm not as crazy as Luca, but I think I got a pretty good list. Pretty good experience.
The scary thing about all these games is they can. So I have actually in every one of them that I beat, I would start to dabble with New Game Plus, right at the end, and it'd be in the middle of the night. I'm like, oh shit, I'm now 5 hours in or whatever it was. And I just, I would just expect to just barely touch it, and then you just find yourself getting deep into it again. Then I'd have to intentionally pull myself away because it's I got this backlog and I need to try something else.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is. I can see how you could easily just go, well, let me see what it feels like to do the, now that I'm powered up, to see what
With
it feels like, and then you get
health
stuck.
bar.
Yeah, you just want to go
this boss.
You just want to go back at some of those bosses, now that you're powered up, and it just you can get stuck in a cycle, I think. So obviously, Luca can attest to.
That's true.
Yeah,
I have real quick, Enrique. I have well, it's not really a secret. I talk about my mental health issues, not even a problem, but I have ADHD. So hyper-fixating on certain aspects and certain forms of entertainment is part of that. And I just when I'm really, really into something, I'm really, really, really into it. And I only focus on that. I only play that. It's why I was a Destiny cuck for fucking years and didn't play anything else. I was obsessed. And now, right now, my current obsession is Sekiro. And it's great, man. It's awesome. It's been a great experience. The experience with Sekiro has actually been a lot less stressful to me than anything in the Souls series. I personally, now this is me, I personally think Sekiro is the easiest.
Ooh, okay. I was gonna say I forgot to mention Demon Souls. I beat Demon Souls, of course.
Yeah,
that just came out. I think Demon Souls is the easiest, but that's only the first initial playthrough. I need you to go to New Game. That's what I'm saying. See, that's why I'm let me say this first. Hold up. Footnote. Yeah, the New Game Plus seems ridiculous, but yeah, I'm just basing it on the first initial run. That I think is the easiest.
Yeah, I could see that, Erica. I thought Demon Souls was easiest from the standpoint of combat per se. I didn't feel overwhelmed by enemies, except maybe Flame Lurker at first. But
Really?
Yeah, I did. He kicked my ass for a little bit. And I literally
Like,
got mad.
No, I mean, like, you didn't feel overwhelmed by, like, because I felt overwhelmed.
Oh
with,
no,
like,
no, I did, but if I'm comparing it to like other, like if I compare it to
Souls
like
games? Yeah.
other soul, yeah, like I didn't feel as like I guess I probably came into like I probably put Demon Souls on a pedestal too. Like, oh my god, this is like the OG Demon Souls, right? And I probably was expecting it to kick my ass, like from what I can remember. And like Dark Souls 3, I remember kicking my ass. It kicked my ass, but it didn't kick my ass as much as I thought it was gonna kick my ass, if that makes sense. So I kind of agree with what Eric is saying, and I haven't done New Game Plus with Demon Souls yet. Which,
So
by
it's
the
a
way,
very traumatic experience. Let me tell you.
yeah, I remember you saying that, Luca. Like it seemed like I play like the first level. I was like, oh, this is easy, because I have my Dragon Bone Smasher, whatever that sword's called. And I'm just bashing people in the head with it. I'm thinking, okay, it's probably easy, and I don't know. I may go back to it, but what's interesting about Sekiro is that like I felt the same way. Like I wanted to play like Dark Souls, and you can't. The game will punish you, and it made you kind of flip the mindset. Like if you played Souls games in the past, like you couldn't approach that game in that light. Like Erica said, like it's I forget his name now. Ganishiro, is that his name?
Genichiro, yeah.
Ichiro, yeah.
Like he kicked my ass and I was trying to do the stuff that I was doing in Souls, but it's like you can't, and in Bloodborne, but you can't do that. You can't because the game punishes you. Like you have to engage in combat. If you don't, you never get that posture bar up, and you're just going to get your ass kicked. But once I got to that boss, like and it's funny, like I started challenging myself. I'm like, okay, I'm only going to use like one healing vial, whatever the case. I forget what they're called at Sekiro.
The gourds or
the
gourds.
The gourds, is that what they're called? The healing gourds?
Gourd.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'm only going to use one when he's in phase 1. And I'm only going to use one when he's in phase 2. And it became like a game to me. So like what you're talking about, Luca, that not that like that addiction per se, but like just that like intense focus. Like I felt that, and I started challenging myself. And once I got through him, I'm not gonna say the game was like a cakewalk after that, but it certainly helped me in how I played other bosses in Sekiro. And I think that at least for me, and again, I haven't beaten the Dark Souls games, but the games that I have beaten in the Souls series, I think Sekiro is probably the hardest that I played so far, or that I've beaten.
Okay. Well, let me get the super chat real quick. Shout out to Nautical saying, hello, panel. Just want to know that. Wait, hold on. I just wanted you to know that I love you all. We love you too, boo. Luca, did you get the palindrome to drop for you last night? No, I didn't get it to drop, but I got that sleeper catalyst Taz was looking for. So, I guess we all, get different things, whatever. Okay. So for me, I want to talk about my history with the Soul series. So I remember all those years ago, I was minding my whole ass business as per fucking usual. And I remember watching like this stream or something. It was like some gaming event and they were talking about Dark Souls. And I remember thinking to myself, like, dude, I could never play those games. I play games to have fun, not be miserable, right? And, a little bit after that, there's this YouTuber, his name is D's Nuts Gaming. I think he just goes by Nuts Gaming now.
It's like DZ Nuts.
Yeah. He's like, if you type in Bloodborne version, he should be like the first person who pops up, right? So this guy, I watch him play Bloodborne, and he's like around my age because like the jokes he was making, like the memes he would bring up, like the stuff he was saying, all of it was like, oh, this is stuff from my childhood. I can relate to this. So I thought he was like a really funny person to watch, right? And not only was he really funny, he's fine now, but not only was he really funny, he was also ass at the game. He was just trash.
Yeah.
But he beat the game. And so I was just like, wow, I know that I'm a better gamer than him. So if he can do it, maybe I can do it too. So Bloodborne was like my first little foray into the Souls series, right? And it wasn't, the bosses I got stuck at in Bloodborne are, I got stuck at Rom, fucking bitch, and
Rom.
Yep.
Those damn spiders.
And then after Rom, I got stuck at just for a little bit. The fucking the dude from Castle Canehurst. Let me look at
Oh, the king.
Oh, the king.
Bloodborne bosses because I can't.
Yeah,
remember
he's
homeboy's
tough. He's
He
tough
is
at
tough.
first.
Yeah, I got stuck at him for a little bit, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna beat this cuck, man. It's gonna happen. And then, I mean, Martyr Ligarius. So I beat him.
Yeah.
And then, all the other bosses in Bloodborne, they're not really an issue except for Rom. Mikolash can be annoying on like other like New Game Plus runs, but he's fine the first time through, right? Cleric Beast, Archbeast, Paul, all of them perfectly. Father Gascoigne, all of them perfectly fine, right? Then we got to the Old Hunters DLC. And Orphan of Cause, I don't know. I gave up after. I was like, I'm out. I could not beat the Orphan of Cause. And so I was like, you know what? I beat this game already. I don't need to beat this last boss. And I was like, goodbye. And I shut it off and I dissipated it into the wind, right? So after Bloodborne, I went to Dark Souls 3. And I was like, okay. I actually really struggled with Dark Souls 3 because, in Bloodborne, you can get your health back, but in Dark Souls, you can't do that. You know what I mean? Like, it's completely different in regards to the mechanics, and you got to play it a little bit slower. So I was just kind of like, dude, I don't know about this. And I was pretty miserable playing the game until I got to Iritho Iritho, right? That's what it's called? The valley?
Yeah.
What is it? Iritho of the Boreal Valley?
You're talking about that. Oh, you're talking about wait, you're talking about the second boss?
No, I'm talking about the location.
Iritho. Oh, location. I just heard valley. Okay.
Yeah, Iritho of the Boreal Valley. I got to Iritho, and that's kind of where it clicked for me, where it's like I was running up the fucking side of the building, and the goddamn Silver Knight knocked me off. And when I had 60,000 souls, and I couldn't get my souls back, I ended up losing them on my way back. And that's when a piece of me died, and I just gave up, metaphorically speaking, because I was like, you know what, you get to a point in Souls games where you're just like, I don't fucking care about the souls anymore, And after that, I was able to like continue going through the bosses, and then I was able to beat Dark Souls 3. And it was like, oh, this is amazing. And I beat it multiple times after that, right? After Dark Souls 3, I went back to play Dark Souls. And, I got the fucking Tomb of the Giants, maybe want to jump off a build. Like, I was ready to hang myself, dude. It was bad.
We're going to need to talk about the worst levels.
Oh, for sure, dude. Definitely going to do that.
The hardest areas.
Yeah.
And then fucking, God, what is her name? Like, traumatizing experience, worst boss in Souls history ever.
Bed of Chaos?
Yes! The Bed of Chaos. Like, I fucking hate that goddamn boss, dude. That shit is annoying. So I was like, dude, I don't know if I'm going to be able to beat this game. I was able to beat it. I beat Dark Souls. Then I went to Dark Souls 2. Now, I don't know if it's because I played these Souls games in like consecutive order or what, but by the time I got to Dark Souls 2, the game's either like really bad, or I was so fatigued from the Souls games because I had played them one after the other, that by the time I got to Dark Souls 2, I was just like, you know what? I don't care, whatever. I ran through it. I beat it. I beat it. But for the life of me, I can't remember shit from Dark Souls 2. So I'm just like, I was actually thinking about going through it again. Now that now I have a couple.
You don't remember the Iron Keep? Remember that area?
Full of fire.
Oh, that area is the worst for me, because I mean, like I told you guys, that was my first one. That area was brutal.
Yeah, no, for sure, dude. And then I've been into Souls ever since, baby. So shout out to Slow-Mo Backslappius saying, I never played a Souls game. I never beat a Souls game. Maybe I will one day. But because I want to see an argument, which From Software game is the best? In my opinion, Bloodborne. Yeah, I was going Sekiro for a little bit, but honestly speaking, I don't like the ninja samurai stuff. I'm not a fan of any of that stuff. I'm not interested in it. So based off like gameplay and lore and story, I would have to go with Bloodborne.
Yeah, if you're going to consider the lore, yes.
And then this person, Adrenaline, said, let me in. And I'll tell you why Bloodborne is superior. Unfortunately, I have no idea who you are. So I don't let people in unless I know who they are, man. At this point, I've had some spooky experience. Bloodborne is superior.
Stranger danger.
Stranger danger.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, we could agree with you and argue it for you.
For sure. Well, I mean, let's do that then, since someone asked. Like I said, Bloodborne is my favorite. What about you guys?
The best FromSoft game.
A Toji.
Wait, I'm trying to remember, Brap, what was the three you beat? Or was it three? The games?
Sekiro, Bloodborne, and Demon Souls.
Okay.
Oh,
Ooh,
so
no
none of the
Dark Souls 3. Dark Souls 3 is so good.
Yeah, that's. I think it's always a little bit unfair for your first Souls games. Always going to get a little bit more of a notch. I think that's probably why you still have 2 up there because it was
Well,
your
I mean,
first.
yeah, well, technically it was Bloodborne. So Bloodborne, yeah, I
Okay.
do think that has to do with it, and it also has to do with like which ones we think are the hardest. I do believe like because once you learn the formulas, right, you learn how it works and how to keep your souls and how to spend them and how to level up and how to do everything, right? Once you
Yeah.
like learn everything, the methodical gameplay, I feel like they do get easier in a way, in a sense.
Mhm.
So that's why sometimes I question like, do I think Bloodborne was the hardest because it was my first, and Dark Souls 2 the hardest souls because that was my hardest souls? Like maybe, you know.
Well,
I
we're,
think
we're
it
just
depends.
wait. We're just talking about our favorites right now. So, what's your
I know.
favorite?
I know.
OBM?
I'm just throwing that in there. I think because he said, based on the first one you played, it kind of gives like a bias,
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. So, like for I'm trying to I guess set the table for mine. Mine is definitely Dark Souls 3. In fact, I put that up there amongst my top 5 games of all time now. But it's interesting because like when I was playing through Sekiro, I actually at one point thought, well, maybe this is actually better. Like I thought this might be my single player game of the generation, but like the more I sit back on it and like kind of like the aftertaste, I don't know if that's the right word or not, description, but like when you kind of like let something, you sit back and then you think about wanting to go back to it. I think the Dark Souls 3, the reason why I put it above all the other games, number one, it had more memorable bosses to me than Bloodborne. I do think Bloodborne probably has the least um, negative aspects to it. Like it's probably the most consistent out of all the games. As if I was going to tell somebody objectively what I thought was the best game, it'd probably be Bloodborne because it has the best. It's up there in terms of level design. It doesn't have any like really bad levels or bad bosses really. Like overall, and it has the lore. So it seems like the most complete game. But for me, I think what makes the difference and why I go Dark Souls 3 is just the I like the sword and shield thing. I just think it adds a little bit more variety to the combat,
There is more
and
variety.
yeah, there's more ways to take on situations, right? Like more builds, like, and it's always find it kind of interesting to kind of find the different builds people make, and they, and based on the build, you're going to play a different style and have different sort of approaches to the bosses. So I think the diversity and kind of like it's a little bit more dynamic, and that's the way I always have been with, that's one of the reasons I always been a Halo fan. I like games that are that just have a little bit of a dynamic aspect or like a sandbox kind of a feel to it. And I think Dark Souls 3 does the best of that. I think Dark Souls 1 has better level, like overall
Dark
the
Souls
game.
1 has the best level design.
Yeah, it has like really good level design, but it also has some of the worst levels.
Yes,
and the combat isn't quite as smooth as Dark Souls 3. So
I like the combat in Dark Souls 1 because like I felt when you actually put points into stats, it was meteor in the meteor, like in the sense that like if you are spec'd out where you can wear Havel set, you're not moving when you get hit. You know what I mean?
right, I do
And
like that.
I liked the aspect with parrying in Dark Souls 1 is the best in my opinion, especially compared to 2 and 3. I feel like it's the easiest to get down, and there's other things I like about Dark Souls 1, but Dark Souls 3 is your favorite. Dark Souls 3 does have more memorable bosses compared to Bloodborne, but I think Bloodborne has like the best DLC bosses. So
Yeah, and I have to be honest, I have not beat those DLC bosses in Bloodborne. So I'm going to wait for the 60 frames per second version that comes out, because we all know it's coming out. They'd be idiots not to release it. So I'll wait for that and get into all the DLC
yeah.
aspect.
All right, give me 1 second. What's up, Noof Noof? What's up, Boo? We're doing Tuesdays just for this is like a one-off. We're just talking about Dark Souls. Shout out to Glenster with the super chat saying, "Do you think being proficient in Souls games improves your gaming skills in other games?" Yes, because Souls games have made it so I'm more self-aware of like going into areas. I'm like, okay, let me be careful going into this area. There might be an enemy right there, or let me like when it comes to like actually exploring, Souls games are great for like the exploration because when you explore, you end up getting rewarded. Except for in Sekiro, that doesn't happen. But in the Dark Souls games, like if you explore, you get some really cool stuff. So I, because of that, I was able to take the skills I learned from Bloodborne and like Dark Souls and Sekiro and transfer it to other games. But Enrique, you've only played 3, but of the 3, which is your favorite?
You know what? I'm gonna make it a mission now to go back and play all the Dark Souls games now. Since because Erica was throwing shade at me earlier.
Oh man, I was just
like,
saying, I avoided
like,
this.
Come on, Brad.
Nah, you good.
I'm gonna go with Bloodborne. Just and I think I tweeted this to you this past week. Luca, like that lore is so good.
It's phenomenal. It's absolutely amazing. Like it's just mind-blowing how amazing that story is for Bloodborne. It's insane. It is. Like it starts as like gothic horror and then translates into cosmic horror.
Yes.
I'm just like this Lovecraft shit, man. I'm like, this is fucking nuts,
It is.
It's absolutely amazing.
As I got deeper into the lore, and then I started like, and now that I've gone back and I'm playing New Game Plus, and I'm actually in the dungeons right now. But like when I went back and played New Game, and I'm in New Game Plus now, I went back and started like revisiting some of the areas, like more things started making sense, and I'm like, holy shit! Like the this gothic world, this obsession with blood and blood healing, and the cosmos. It's just like it's just insane, dude. Yeah, it really is.
It's crazy. It
is crazy.
Shit's nuts, man. I love it, man.
Is Miyazaki like the fucking like yeah, I don't know. He's like some sort of genius. Like I don't know.
Miyazaki's the coolest thing about Miyazaki-san is that he incorporates so many things that I personally am a fan of into his work. So I love manga. He is clearly a huge fan of the manga Berserk. There's a lot of references to Berserk and Bloodborne and Dark Souls 1. I fucking love this shit, dude. It's fucking phenomenal. So it's just like, I don't know. He's like a fucking genius to me. I love his shit. Dude.
Like a mad scientist.
He is. Yeah. And I was gonna say the other thing that was really cool is it's just the combat, the flow of Bloodborne, and the ability to switch weapons on the fly. It's just something that I just like. It kind of harkens back to, reminds me a little bit of a Toji, because I think a Toji was like that, if I'm not mistaken. And that's I'm not sure if Miyazaki-san was involved in a Toji, but if you may remember a Toji OBM, that was a From Software game on the OG Xbox that was hard too.
Yeah, I never played it.
So. Kind of dealt in that like mystic cosmos type of world, lore. But just like the movement, the bosses, Father G is just one boss that just always resonates with me for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe because of his story and the things he says to you when you're fighting him. Like he's paranoid. Clearly he's paranoid. And he's been like, his mind's been poisoned by this blood.
He killed his wife too. So
yeah, he killed his wife because his wife like was the only one that could like calm him down with like was it like a music box?
So it was like okay, so here's the lore for Father Gascoigne. It kind of goes like this. It's implied that he was either getting drunk off of alcohol or drunk off the blood. It was probably the blood, right? So he was an alcoholic in the sense that he was addicted to the blood, which they all were, right? And he was physically abusive to his wife. He was able to calm down because of the music box his daughter gave him, right?
That's right. Yep.
So, he goes off because he starts being corrupted by the blood. That's what the blood was doing, man. It was just corrupted people, right? He's like turning into a beast because that's what the blood was doing. It was just turning everyone into a goddamn beast.
Lycans, vampires.
He wanders off. He's like, I must kill some beasts, he goes hunting for some beast, right? And his wife's like, okay, for some reason, I'm just going to leave my kids alone. And then on the night of the hunt, I'm just gonna go out and try to find my husband who's been like beating me, but whatever, right? So she goes out to find him, and because he's so like in his bloodlust, he kills her.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's enraged.
So,
Yeah.
you know, you go, you meet his daughter. His daughter's like, hello, dear sir, can you please go out and find my parents?
Yes, sir. Oh my
So
god.
you go out, you find it, you could, you know, you kill them, you figure out what happens. You have the option to like let her know, like, hey, you know, this is where your parents are, man. And she's like, oh, cool. Let me just wander out in the middle of the night during the fucking hunt, with the blood moon out and
Right,
shit.
right.
She wanders like, okay, if you like, I think if you give her the jewel or something, she'll wander out or some shit.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
she'll wander into the fucking sewers, and there's a pig at the end of the sewers, like, what's good? And the pig will fucking eat her if she
Yeah.
wanders out. If she doesn't wander out, she's chilling in the house. I think she has a sister, and her sister goes nuts too, or some shit, dude. I
Yeah.
don't know what the hell was going on in Bloodborne. That shit had me like, bro, let me just avoid this little girl.
It's wild.
You know what's wild? It's like when you're playing that game, you hear the people like this drunk like laughter. Like
Yeah.
it's borderlines like laughter and despair. It's really weird. You know, it's like
creepy.
are they excited or are they like in pain or are they both? And it's almost like they're both. And you know, like we talk about Father G and his obsession with blood. Like the lore of that game is that like blood became a like part of society. Where like you mentioned alcohol, Luca. Like they preferred blood over alcohol.
Yeah.
Like it's really like effed up. But like the lore, it's just that's the one game, even more than Sekiro. And it's funny, like I was thinking about Sekiro, and Sekiro's got some kind of obsession with blood, but in a different way. This is just on another level.
Yeah, it's pretty insane, dude. And shout out to Swan with the super chat saying, I just bought Neo 1 and 2 for my PS5. Are there any Souls-like games I should get as well? Well, there's Code Vein. There's the Surge. There's something else too. I can't remember the name.
I got the list for them.
She's got the list.
I got the list. So you're doing right with Neo. Definitely play Neo.
Yeah.
Play Remnant from the Ashes. It's basically Souls with guns. It's pretty
That's good,
awesome.
too. Some terrible bosses though. You have to do
Yeah,
co-op.
I like it though. It was a good game. Yeah, but you're right. There's a couple bosses you can kind of
Those
scratch
ads
out.
just don't
Yeah.
stop.
And then Mortal Shell is really good. It's maybe 15 hours and it's like a love letter to Souls. It's really Souls heavy with a couple twists. And then Code Vein, like you said, it's good. It's decent. It's decent. But there's a few out there. Blasphemous is like a 2D Souls, which is really good. So yeah, check them out. Good stuff out there.
I find you know, it's interesting because like after Dark Souls 3, I did have this like hunger to like explore that genre, and it just, you know, I felt like all of them just, again, they just felt so off-brand or so so inferior that it did become hard to play a lot of them, you know, like and I think I find that, I guess, when you end up starting with something that's near the top of a genre and then you start trying to work your way down, you're just kind of like, I don't know, like I couldn't, Code Vein, I couldn't stick with that at all. You know, I gave it a try, put in a few hours, and it just never really felt right. Same with the Surge. I tried that, and I think I put in like 5 hours, and I'm like, after a while, it didn't really hook me. None of it did. You know, it was something missing about. I don't know if it was just the combat or especially the bosses. And I think that's one of the things that brings you in right away in a lot of the Souls games or Soulsborne games.
Yeah, it could be like the atmosphere too. Like
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like games like maybe like a Mortal Shell is way more of like a Souls-ish kind of atmosphere.
I need to try that.
Maybe
I haven't
those.
tried that one.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but I don't know about you guys, but I like the shortcuts.
Yeah.
I actually like finding the shortcuts. That's actually rewarding for me, you know.
So okay, cool. All right. So I guess we can go backwards then, since we've all played Sekiro. So Sekiro, let's talk about Sekiro. I don't like the story. The story is like super basic. I don't like the setting that it's in. It's like, but that's like a personal thing. I don't like the ninja and samurai stuff. Like, I'm not a fan. The combat is the best in my opinion. It's the most easy to pick up, and it's a lot of it is about rhythms. You know, it's very rhythmic. But the thing with Sekiro is that I mean, you can find different ways to take out the boss, but it's like you have to learn the boss patterns is usually how it goes. With other Souls games, like you don't really need to learn the boss patterns. You can like brute force it. You know what I mean? That's been like my experience. But with Sekiro, it's like, no, I got to learn these patterns or I'm going to get washed. And learning the patterns has actually helped me a lot, which is why I think the game's easier because, you know, the patterns are very formulaic. So with Sekiro, I would definitely say that it's a great game. But let's talk about the bosses of Sekiro and then the mini bosses of Sekiro and how all those mechanics tend to work out. So Sekiro has some great bosses. Has some great fucking bosses.
They do. Yeah, it does.
So let's go ahead.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. You were taking a breath.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, no, I would actually say Sekiro probably has the highest, keeps the most consistency in terms of high quality bosses. Like I feel like I remember more bosses from Sekiro than I do from any of the other games. You know, there's more that stand out to me. Because even the mini bosses in that, I don't know if it doesn't sound like anybody else had the same issue, but Seven Spears, I think I fought him 50 times.
No, the mini bosses are like literally the fucking worst, dude. I still to this day have more issues with these mini bosses than I do with the main bosses, man.
And like, Headless just gives me like anxiety because you had to use all that stuff that you got to grind for with them. Isn't that the one? Yeah.
Divine Confetti, yeah. You know, it's the Lone Shadow long swordsman dudes that do it for me. Like they be hopping up in the air using these fucking kick flips. I'm like, bro. Like, they're so annoying. So annoying. You know, like I hate fighting them. I hate fighting 7 Ashina Spears. And then the Blazing Bull on New Game Plus cycles, like, let me slit my own throat. It's fucking terrible.
Oh wow.
It's awful. So I've had, like, I'm telling you, these mini bosses, I was like, I don't know about these guys. Oh, and then Snake Eyes,
Ooh, Snake Eyes.
Oh, I hate Snake Eyes.
First time was terrible.
Bro, oh my god, I hate Snake Eyes.
Snake Eyes, that's in like the fucking poison swamp area. I'm like,
yes,
I can't do it, dude. Like,
you can cheese them, you know that, right?
Oh yeah, I cheese
the shit out of them.
I cheese the shit out of it all.
Yeah, I do too.
Do you cheese them by like getting like by that like area, that fallen house, and kind of like letting them circle?
Because you get them to go in the poison and just gets poisoned.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I never did that. Like I had them like I was like, there was this like collapsed house or something, or I don't know, something there, and like he was like circling, and I would stand on top and just kind of like whacking him from there. But he kicked my ass. I hated him, and I don't like him when you cross. He's also in like that snow area. I forget the lower. Yeah, and
it's the first time you see him.
Yeah, I hate him.
You could avoid him entirely too, right there.
You can, but you know, I do hate him though. The passion.
Well, you took him on more. You were more upfront about your fight than I was. I fought him like a bitch.
No, I hate him.
Annoying, like super annoying. That and then Roberto, that guy.
Oh, the knight. Yeah, the Spanish knight.
I loved him.
I kicked his ass,
dude. He was a total Souls like boss.
He was a Souls like. I kind of, you know, it's funny. Like I guess, like Roberto, I guess is his son. Is that?
Yes, Roberto is his son that was sick, and he brought him to the monastery for his son to get help. And then the monks were like, "How about we sacrifice him instead, like we did the other children?" So he doesn't, he doesn't know his kid is dead.
Well, talk about it. And then he falls off a bridge.
Yeah, then Roberto. Okay, I'm sorry. It's Robert. My bad.
I love that guy.
Yeah, he's super annoying on New Game Plus runs. I'm like, bro.
Is he really?
Like,
okay.
Yeah, him. And then like, who else? Oren of the Water. I'm like, bro, like get away from me. Like, I hate all of these mini bosses, dude. Like, I can't think of.
What about the centipede? The long. I forget his name.
That one.
He was super annoying too.
He was annoying.
You just use firecrackers. It's not too bad once you kind of know, but the first time, he's super annoying.
He's super annoying, super annoying. But let's go through the main bosses. Okay, so my name is Gyobu Masataka Oniwa. Let's talk about Gyobu. So, Gyobu was the first boss, like the first main boss I actually fought. And I did have some trouble with him starting off when I started the game, but it wasn't like crazy difficult. It was just kind of like, oh my god, what am I doing?
It's just a timing thing.
It's kind of
yeah.
It's kind of like you said, Erica. Like you can kind of souls your way through the game until you hit Genichiro, and then it's like, nah, bro, you better straighten up. So Gyoba was kind of like, okay, this is fine, kind of situation for me.
He'd run me over that damn horse.
It
was manageable.
Firecrackers, baby, really is the way to go with Gyobu. And then I know, like, maybe I'm in the minority here. Lady Butterfly was not difficult for me.
Yeah.
She wasn't difficult at all.
I think you can kind of cheese her too.
You can,
She's got dead AI, dude. She's brain dead AI. Yeah. What about you, Erica? How'd you do with Lady Butterfly?
Oh, it's on my channel. I got the evidence. I fought her like a Souls boss, and it was rough for me because at that point, I'm telling you, like, I could not shake my Souls like experience. It was just difficult for me. And I didn't know the tricks of, like, you could throw those things at her to make her fall, and she would, like...
the shuriken?
Yeah. I didn't even know about that. It was kind of... I didn't know about that other thing, too, in the... it's like an item that you can take... What was it?
Is it the snap seed?
Yeah, I didn't know about that either. All these little things I didn't even know. Even the firecrackers I didn't have for a minute. I think I was at the bowl already, and someone's like, you can use firecrackers. Yeah. I'm like... Oh, but I figured out a different way because I was just playing it so differently. Like, I'm telling you guys, I was stubborn as heck. The second time when I fought her, easy. But the first time, I was just kind of like still trying to
It really depends on when you fight her because, like, I didn't fight her until I went to go fight her right before I fought Genichiro. So I was like, I had found some gourd seeds. I'd found the other tools. I was like, okay. And then I went back. And it really depends on when you fight her, because you fight her early on, it's like super rough,
I think that's what happened. I think I did fight her mad early. I think that's what happened. Yeah. So it was kind of. I maybe had like 3 gourds.
Yeah, when I fought her, I had like 5 or something. There's some crazy number or some shit, 4 or 5, something like that. So
it was a long fight. I think I streamed it. I want to say it took me almost like a half an hour to beat her or something like that.
Yeah, completely.
It was wild.
Yeah, it definitely depends on, it's kind of like how you just like, I'm gonna go fight the penetrator. I'm like, Erica, you don't need to fight him right now. You're like, no,
let's
Luca.
Go.
No,
I did it though.
I'm gonna do it. I'm like, all right.
It's gonna take a minute, but I'm gonna do it.
You did it. That's so true. Okay, and then Genichiro is actually one of my favorite boss fights, but in my opinion, because he's my favorite, I really, really have his patterns down. So Genichiro's like not even a problem. Like, I was talking to my buddy Lino about it, and he was just like early on when I was playing, he's like, Genichiro's a joke. And I'm like, bro, don't fucking speak to me about Genichiro, right? And I came back to him, I was like, no, Genichiro's a joker, right?
But there's definitely a pattern. Like,
there's a pattern.
There's a pattern. I plays into his character, like he's like so desperate. He's like he's really a cuck about it. If you fucking beat him in the beginning, he's like, oh, you weren't looking. Cuts off your goddamn arm or whatever, right? And then you beat his ass again. He's like, oh, I shall start employing the fucking
takes his armor off,
lightning of Tomoe arts or whatever. And I'm like, okay. And then at the end, he's like, okay, I'm gonna fight you a third time. I'm like, bitch, I beat your ass multiple times.
Just stand down.
And then he's really so desperate. It's like, okay, I'm gonna get my grandfather when he was at his peak to come through. I'm like, all right, I don't know how that works out exactly, but all right. But yeah, Genichiro, it's the homie. All right.
Yeah, I didn't find him as tough as a lot of people, but I think I think most people who play Sekiro have that one boss that forces them to learn how to play the game the way it's supposed to be played. And for me, that was Seven Spears. So I played Seven Spears before him, and that like after that, it wasn't easy, but he wasn't crazy difficult either, because you just were looking for his pattern and adjusting to it. And after that, it's just about getting in that rhythm. So I didn't really find him to be too, anything too crazy.
He kicked my ass. Like, I'm not gonna lie, he gave me a fit for a little bit until I could figure out like the pattern, the rhythm, and then I'll never forget the first time I beat him. I'm like, yeah, F you, I beat you. And then he takes off his armor and he goes to like phase 2. I'm like, oh no, really? Like, why are you doing this to me? I just beat him. And yeah.
And then phase 3 though.
What's that?
Remember? And then the phase 3 as well.
Oh, you're talking about like,
were you surprised by that too?
You're talking about like towards the end?
Yeah, the lightning.
Yes.
Yeah, good times.
Yeah, but the lightning, the thing with the lightning, I was like, how the hell do I like get like, you know? And then I actually like went on like I googled it, I'm like, and then you could do like the jump or whatever to deflect lightning back at him.
You know what? I have a confession. I still don't have that down.
Oh yeah, I don't have it down either.
Like you know what I ended up doing, Luca, is like if you dodge to the left when he does that, it works. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna dodge to the left and Soulsborne this because this lightning is so erratic. It's not consistent. You know what I mean?
But if you time it though, Erica, like it just destroys him.
Exactly. I've done it. Like, don't get me wrong. Like I've done it. Even the final boss, which is freaking amazing. We'll talk about it. But like that, I've done it, but I couldn't do it like consistently. Like I didn't trust myself to do it. You know?
Yeah, I still don't have it down. It's something I'm still practicing for my Demon Bell No Kuro's Charm run. Oh yeah. Okay. Dope. Folding screen monkeys. Great aesthetically. Repeat playthroughs. Fucking hate it.
What a waste.
Okay.
So
that
easy,
was
though.
a trash fight.
Okay. Actually, repeat playthroughs. You can beat the boss in like a minute, like less than a minute, right? If you know what to do and where to go. But my first playthrough, I was just kind of wandering around, like, okay, where are the monkeys at? Where are the monkeys?
Me too.
Where are they at? And like those fucking, I mean, there's no real danger. But I think, like, aesthetically, it's very, very cool, in my opinion.
Yeah.
When it comes to like, boss fights, it's probably one of their best ones, in my opinion.
Yeah, it definitely, like, it was definitely a big change of pace, I think, from the other bosses, because you had to kind of, like, figure out you have to figure out a pattern with other bosses, but like you said, you were no, like danger, per se. And you're right, like, if you go back and play it, like, I'm in my second playthrough of Sekiro now. I'm doing it on PlayStation 5 now. And I figured out how to like I just looked it up. Like you can actually do it. I think you could actually beat like in 2 minutes or something. Like you go invisible and then it's like you follow the guy to the right or the one's behind you. And, one's behind you, then you go right and get the other one, and then you go to
Firecrackers, baby. Yeah.
Yeah. So but
sure.
it was definitely interesting. To say the least.
Very great aesthetically and story wise. But you know, that's about it with that. Okay, so Guardian Ape.
I love the Guardian Ape. Love it.
When you know what to do, so satisfying.
Yes, loved it.
So satisfying.
So when I first fought Guardian Ape, I was like, I don't know what the hell is going on. I don't know what I'm doing. I actually posted a clip of it, and you could tell I was really struggling. But by the time I fought like the headless variant, I was Gucci. I was all good, right? But yeah. Guardian Ape. So people say that they don't like Guardian Ape because it's like, well, you got to play Guardian Ape like on the defensive. It's more like a soul. And I'm like, actually, it's not. If it actually benefits you to be more aggressive with Guardian Ape, you know? So like the way I fight him, it's not even like I stick close to him. I'm like, what's good, boo? You're not throwing your poop at me. Not today.
I hate how he like farts on you and he throws poop at you. That's the worst.
It's hella like disrespectful. I hated getting hit with the poop because
the poop's the worst.
It's easily like dodgeable, but for some reason he would catch me and it would just piss me off. Like this, I have no business getting hit with this right now. Like, it was just annoying.
For sure, dude. So yeah, I mean, once you get him down, it's all Gucci. But you got to, in my opinion, you got to stick close with him. And then like, Shinobi execution. Okay, let's go. Oh, why is he getting back up? What the hell?
Yeah, right.
Like, it completely switches the play style after that. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Okay, and I think the second phase is a lot easier than the first phase.
I think so too.
It is.
You're right though. Like you do have to be a little bit aggressive with him because you got to bait him to like make moves, like to come at you, so you can like, especially with the second phase, like he does this thing where like he'll dive down. You don't talk about like dives on the like does like a slide on the stomach.
Yeah,
when he's doing the sword, and you could do that by like getting close to him to bait him into that move. And then that's where you kind of just like whack at him, real quick, and then rinse and repeat. I think I probably wasn't as aggressive. I think the first time I beat him, I kind of just ran around in circles a little bit.
Yeah, I wasn't as aggressive either, dude. It's just later runs of him. So
Yeah. So, but I
All
definitely,
right, cool.
I was definitely running around in circles like a
The,
fool.
the design, though, just real quick, the design, like his head, not being
It's
there,
very
and then
cool. It's very
It is
puts
cool,
it,
yeah.
he puts
And then
it, he puts it back. Yeah, the
to
yell
do
and
his
scream.
hair. I didn't
Dude.
notice that at first, but when I noticed it, I'm like, oh, that's kind of sick, dude.
It's
That
so
is pretty sick. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Love that.
Okay. Corrupted Monk.
The first
Hello?
one?
Corrupted Monk? Yeah, the
The
first one.
first one?
Yeah, the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of a
Not that I remember the corrupted monk, but I don't remember the corrupted monk. It's one of
Right.
those
Yeah.
like-
The
Yeah, I get
second
that.
one was better.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Did
I'm
anyone
with you.
did anyone do the Shura ending, or was that just me? Or
I
All right,
didn't do
so-
the sure ending. I did.
so
I did the boring ending.
Yeah. So admission here. I think I think technically, according to both Sekiro and Bloodborne fans, I didn't really beat either game because I chose wrong both times. And then they don't let you really go back and choose the other thing. So both games ended kind of early for me.
oh,
Is the Shora ending the chick at the end?
the Shura
Yeah.
ending?
Yes.
The
Yeah.
Okay,
Shura,
no, I didn't do that.
Shura ending is the ending where your father's like,
Ow.
betray your master or whatever.
Yeah.
You agree to betray and forsake Kuro, so then you fight Emma and then you fight Ishin Ashina. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
no,
what I
I didn't
did.
do that yet.
okay,
Yeah. I got
I-
the fake ending.
all right, cool. Then I will say, I did that ending on my third playthrough. Emma, I have more trouble with Emma than I do with Ishin, which is fucking ridiculous. But
Really? Okay.
yeah, she's just like, I don't know. There's just something about
Doesn't
her.
she
man.
do? Does she have like a special move or something?
I thought she
can
was
grab
easy.
you across the fucking planes of existence for it's like a grab attack. I'm like, what? Where did this grab
Get
attack
over
come
here.
from? Yeah. So even though she only has like one bar, I sometimes struggle with her compared to Ishin. Ishin Ashina is I still to this day have some issues with the second phase, but I'm kind of getting used to it now. First phase, not even a problem, but yeah, Ishin Ashina, it took me a little bit to beat them, but not as long. All right.
Does he do fire, Luca? Like in
Yes,
the
he
second
does
phase?
fire.
Okay.
Yeah, fire.
All right. We'll just, I like both of them though, but Great Shinobi Owl. I fucking hate this boss fight. It's the first variant of you
Oh
fighting
my
your
God,
father.
Yeah.
He's like
Yeah.
fucking throwing poison at you.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, let me be a bitch. He throws the ball so you can't heal. And
Yeah.
then-
That smoke bomb. Yeah, I hate
Yes.
that.
I hate
He's
him.
annoying. He's annoying.
Like and he just runs away like, oh, I'm like, bro, father, please, like not like this. But so I don't know. I don't like his boss fight. I like Owl father. I think that's a way better boss fight variant of him. You know what I mean? I don't know if you guys fought him. He's like with the ending where you choose to kill yourself in place of Kuro. It's that ending.
Is this
So
when he's at the Ashina state? Is that what you're talking
Yeah,
about?
it's where he's
Okay.
where Lady
We're
Butterfly is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So-
right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
I would say if you guys ever get the chance, fight him. He's way better than his first variant that you fight, because the first variant you fight, he's like, I'm a little old. I'm a little bit older. I'm more of a bitch. And I'm just gonna,
He's using those underhand tactics.
like super. I mean, he's a shinobi. It's fine, right? But like when you fight him at the estate, it's like I'm the peak owl, and he's just so awesome. He's a really great boss fight. I love him.
So Luca, I've heard people say that he's the hardest. Owl in his prime is the hardest. Is that true? Out of all the fights and all the bosses in Sekiro, do you find that to be true? No. Okay.
The hardest boss for me is Ishin the Sword Saint.
Mm.
Yeah, when he comes out of the what's it called? Yeah.
Actually, you know what? That's not true. It's Demon of Hatred. Because I still don't have Demon of
Oh
Hatred
my
down.
God.
Never mind.
yeah.
It's Demon of Hatred.
I remember
Yeah,
the video you put
Demon of
Demon of Hatred.
Hatred.
Yeah. I never fought Demon of Hatred, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't
no,
fought him
it's
either.
yeah. He's I don't know. Like he's fine, but at the same time, I'm like, oh, I don't want to fight him. That kind of thing. But I'll happily go and fight Ishin. But the Demon of Hatred, I'm like, if I could avoid it, I don't know. Did you fight him, Erica, or no?
I gave it a few tries and I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah, you don't have to beat him. It's fine.
I
It's
kept
fine.
going. It's optional. I'm like, I'm good.
Okay, cool. True corrupted monk.
Wait, I might have beat Demon of Hatred now. Yeah, the optional boss in the game. I'm trying to remember. I feel like I'm. You know what? That's one of those that I now have to go back and look at a video.
All right. Okay, cool. You can
yeah,
let
sometimes
us
they all
know.
blur together. OBM. Like I'm thinking, like, did I fight him now? Like maybe I
Yeah,
did.
They are. I mean,
They kind
I
of blur,
beat-
like they all blur together after a while.
I beat it when it first came out, and yeah, you know what? I think I did beat Demon of Hatred.
He drops 2 like upgrade materials that you need.
So you don't. He's on your first run, but he's optional, right?
Yeah, he's optional.
Yeah, he's optional.
Yeah.
He's I'm not going to say who he is, but I don't want to
Yeah,
spoil
okay,
it.
cool.
Okay.
So True Corrupted Monk.
I didn't they patch it or something? They like fixed it. You couldn't
You can't
do the what's it called?
Yeah.
Cheese.
I did the cheese where
Double cheeseburger. I
is it
did
where
that.
you jump on the tree or something, whatever it is?
mhm.
Yeah.
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 Twice.
Okay.
You could do it twice and then you fight the third phase because
I
there's
see,
3.
I see. Yeah,
Yeah.
they patched it, so I fought her where it's like, she's she's spinning to win in the fucking beginning phase.
You spin to
And
win.
then you can still cheese her with the second phase and just jump on the tree. So I always skip the second phase. And the third phase, the only thing that occasionally gets me is the terror, but you got to be really careful of that. But
Mhm.
that's a good fight too. I like
She's a
that
cool
boss.
fight, especially when she's spinning and you're knocking down those parries
Oh,
perfectly.
yeah, it's
It's
nice.
super
Yeah,
nice.
It's
that is nice,
Super
yeah.
nice. Yeah.
All
All
right.
the clink
Obium,
clinks.
do you remember Obium?
No.
No, you don't. Okay. All right. That's perfectly fine, man. We'll move on.
Look, we're older here.
So it's okay.
Obi and
You know,
I, Obi and I are the same age.
I'm listening to my kids upstairs right now, and I'm like trying to do like 2 things at one time, and I'm like, I was not in the zone when you were wherever you were at.
All Gucci, boo. Okay, Divine Dragon, great aesthetically, very beautiful
Yes.
boss
Very
fight.
easy.
Super easy, but beautiful.
It was beautiful. It was in the clouds.
Super
Yeah.
beautiful,
Pretty
absolutely love it.
clouds.
Okay,
Yeah.
Ishin the Sword Saint. Let's talk about it.
The goat. The goat.
So
Such a fun fight.
I had some trouble with Ishin my first time through. I was kind of like, am I really this garbage in video? Am I really this trash? I was upset.
He was hard.
He was hard. His patterns were very erratic to me when I was first playing him. I was really upset when I was playing him. And eventually I like was able to squeak by a win, but I was like, bro, this shit is ridiculous. So yeah, overall, like now he's fine. Like he's great. I really like his boss fight. But like when I was first playing him, I'm like, bro, I don't know about this. I don't know if I'll be able to. I'm like, no, I have to beat the game, but I didn't know if I'd be able to,
So look,
Yeah.
does he have like this what is it? Like a dash across the whole map where he can cover the whole map or the room or you're like in the field. He can cover like the distance between you and him.
He starts jogging towards you. I'm like, I didn't know an old man could move that swift,
Yeah, like
man. I don't know what's going on.
He's really fast from what I remember. Like I just remember like this quick dash. Reminds me of the last boss in Demon Souls. I forget that. God, I can't remember.
King Allant.
Yeah. And it also reminds me of when you fight the what's his name in Bloodborne. That dash, that just how quickly they move.
My issue with Ishin is like that 5-hit combo that he does, and sometimes he exits out of it quick. It's like he hits you with his sword, then he hits you with his fucking spear again and again and again, and then he does a thrust attack. Like I still have some issues like parrying all those attacks perfectly. So but his third phase is a lot easier, especially if you can get the fucking lightning down, and it's a great boss fight. Absolutely
the
phenomenal.
Makiris, oh
Yeah.
my god, it's so good. Like when you really get that down, you're just feeling it. Like he kicked my ass for a while, but I had him down to the point where it's like I knew him like the back of my hand. Like I was just going through it. Like I have it on my YouTube where it's just like almost flawless when I beat him.
Awesome. That's
Nice.
very awesome.
Because but I earned that, man. Took hours, like at least 3-4 hours.
Yeah,
to get that down.
It's a great,
Like,
it's a great
wild.
fucking fight. It really tests like, hey, are you actually Sekiro? You know what I mean?
Were you
It's like
playing?
it's like a test from like the whole game. Like, all right, I'm taking the final test.
I felt like it was a school test. Like, have you been paying attention this entire game?
Exactly.
We're gonna throw everything at you now.
Really great, really great boss fight. Probably one of the best final bosses that there is.
Yeah.
Real quick, I'm just gonna go through it. I'm guessing you guys have not done this, but they introduced the Game of the Year edition, and through a patch, they introduced these things called gauntlets. With the gauntlets, they've introduced different variants of bosses. So there's Inner Father, who's a different variant on Owl Father, Inner Genichiro and Inner Ishin. So it's like they have different move sets compared to the original. So it's like a boss rush where you have to fight like all the bosses in a row, a set number of bosses in a row in order to earn something, right? So the Gauntlet of Shura, you have to beat the game and you have to get the Shura ending. And the Gauntlet of Shura, it's Emma, it's Ishinashina, then it's hold on, let me think about this. Then it's the Demon of Hatred, and then it's Inner Owl, and you have to beat all of them without dying. And then you get like this really, really cool outfit. I posted it on Twitter. Then I can't remember what the other gauntlets are called, but there's another gauntlet where it has Inner Ishin. You got to fight like the True Corrupted Monk, and you got to fight the fucking Guardian Ape, and you got to fight your father, the Great Shinobi Owl, and then I think Genichiro is and then you get to Inner Ishin. You got to beat him. You get this other cool outfit, and then with Inner Genichiro, you got to beat Gyobu, you got to beat Lady Butterfly, and then you beat Inner Genichiro. I have a lot of trouble with Inner Genichiro still, kind of, because he's like, I have Genichiro down so well that like just any kind of variation kind of throws me off of the rhythm. So, but you know, I beat that too. So I beat all my gauntlets. I got all of them done. Really great experience. If you guys ever decide to go back to play the games, I recommend going through the gauntlets because they're awesome. But the thing about the gauntlets is that you have to actually beat the game and do the ending associated with Gauntlet. So, all right, well, let's talk about Bloodborne. Okay, we'll talk about Bloodborne. Okay, Bloodborne, best game. Okay, I'm out. Goodbye.
Mic drop.
No argument here.
Bloodborne has the best, second to Dark Souls, the best. What is that shit called? We just talked about it. The best areas. You know, the best world design. Has the best world design, and the way that your shortcuts lead into one another.
Yeah,
absolutely fucking phenomenal. Best story in my opinion. And the bosses are fine. But the Bloodborne DLC, the old Hunters DLC, is, in my opinion, the best Souls DLC that they've done. Now, nice. I would like to say I did not beat any of the Dark Souls 2 DLCs. I didn't beat any of them. And I don't think I beat Father Manus from Dark Souls 1. I was like, no, there's just no fucking way I can beat this guy. So I left him alone. So, but in my opinion, just based off like how the story connected to the main game, absolutely fucking phenomenal. Lady Maria is an amazing boss fight. Absolutely love that fight. Fucking Ludwig, like that presentation of Ludwig, absolutely fucking phenomenal. In the first new game run, Lawrence is fucking great. New game plus Lawrence, I don't know about Lawrence, but like the first run, if you're on new game, Lawrence is fucking great. And then the Orphan Cause can like kick rocks and flip flops, bro. Like I had to help. Like I came back a year later. My buddy was like, it was like fucking 4 a.m. I was drunk. My buddy's like, "Hey, yo, you want to
drunk,
drunk
some Bloodborne?" DLC. I'm like, "Bro, I don't know." He's like, "No, bro. Let me help you beat the Orphan of Cause, so you can just say you did it." I'm like, "All right, bro." So it was like fucking 4 a.m. I was drunk off my ass. I'm in a party with my buddies, like my buddy Aaron and Lady Foxfire. I'm just chilling with them. They're like listening to me curse up a fucking storm fighting this goddamn boss, dude. And me and my buddy, we were able to beat him together, man. So, you know, but yeah, so Bloodborne has some awesome areas too. It's a great game overall, in my opinion. Is there anything you'd like to say about Bloodborne, guys?
Anything would like to say? I love it. You know, when it comes to these games and like the memories and what makes it so, like, for me, how do I put it? To choose which ones I love the most is the memories of those bosses and how challenging they were, and how, like, the euphoria, you talked about it, Luca, like that feeling, I had it multiple times with Bloodborne.
Yeah,
multiple.
Yeah.
Like my hands shaking, I did it, I'm standing up, my arms up, I did it, you know? And I think that's the reason why I love it so much, is because I had so many of those.
Yeah. I did too. Like I remember, with Bloodborne, like I actually did like a playthrough on PS4 Pro or PlayStation 4 before I got my PS4 Pro, and then stopped playing it. And I remember like telling you, Erica, that I was going to go back to Bloodborne. I don't know if you remember, like I told you, like the first time the second time I faced in my history of playing Bloodborne, I faced Father G. I was like, yeah, I smashed him, because I was actually doing a lot of farming too. So like I was a little bit OP, I guess.
Oh man.
Remember I was OP in Demon Souls, Erica? I was like,
oh, you were. I kept telling you too. You're like, and you would hit me up. I'm this level. Am I okay? I'm like, dude, you're fine.
You were like, you might be a little OP.
Fine. Yeah, a little bit.
But yeah, that sense, like that sense of accomplishment, I probably felt it more in Bloodborne than any other game. I don't know why. Maybe that's because I was really into the story and the world and everything. But I will say this: the boss that I really hated was the Shadow of Yharnam bosses. The three shadows.
The 3 dudes.
My
gosh, that is an annoying boss fight. Yeah,
it can be. Yeah,
it's kind of annoying.
I was like.
For me, the thing I always hate in any of the games is when they force you to keep using up items that you have to grind for. So like when I'm who's the guy that
vials.
Yeah, so like who's the guy that got to look what's the one that poisons you while you're fighting him? Like you start to
who are you talking?
Blood-starved beast, maybe?
Yeah, the blood-starved.
Blood-starved. Yeah.
Yeah. Like so, any boss that just forces me to start using stuff that, hey, if I end up losing this time, and then I burned all my vials, and I got to go back and start farming that shit again. Like those are the ones that I can't stand the most. But I think for me, like Bloodborne, like I said, is the most consistent out of all of them. But if it's not your first one or first or second game, the issue that you run into is that when you play Bloodborne after like a Dark Souls or even after a Sekiro, I think that it is a lot easier, and then you don't really end up having those memorable bosses as much. Like I really remember Father Gascoigne, and he sticks out a lot.
Father G.
Father G.
Like,
yeah.
He's probably the boss that I most closely associate with Bloodborne. That and the damn spiders.
Rom.
Oh, Rom.
Who doesn't love Rom?
Jesus, I don't love Rom.
I
It is
took a break.
arcade facts.
But yeah, so like
That one-shot kill. Remember those stuff that come down from the sky?
The blue stones.
Yeah.
I'm like, why is it hailing? What is going on?
Why is it hailing?
Like the timing you got to do on that, because you got to like run and then
run,
sometimes jump, because it's just you're not gonna make it. Yeah.
I hate that boss.
Running out of stamina. You're out of stamina. It's rough. It's rough.
Yeah, that's all. I kept running in damn circles, like around. I don't know if I was like looking for a cheese or something. I swear to God, I would just keep running and.
Oh, and then if you don't take out all the fucking spiders around her, bro, like, and then they just keep spawning each phase. Like, what's good? I'm a spider, and then she's like in the middle, like, hey, I'm gonna just keep
She's like, I'm
moonwalking
chilling.
away.
Yeah.
She's fucking teleporting ass bitch, dude. I'm like, what is going on? Man?
That's when bolt paper comes in so key for that boss.
Very true.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's the key. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mikolash was kind of annoying for me.
Oh, Mikolash is super annoying, dude.
Like the stuff he starts doing. I'm like, shut up.
Jumping in the mirrors and
In the mirror,
you win.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I didn't get stuck too long there, so maybe that's why I didn't.
And then you get to him, right? You finally get to him just for him to one-shot you with magic.
Yeah.
Great, dude. But I love his like, cause, or some say cosm.
Some say cosm, yeah.
What my prayers or some shit, like you once did with the vacuous Rom, grant us eyes. Like that shit is fire, you know.
And that goes back to that lore that we're talking about, like with the
insight.
The insight, and what was it, the school? I forget what it was now.
I know what you're talking about.
Was he part like of school or something, or I forget what it's
he
called.
sacrificed all his students.
Yeah, he did sacrifice all of them. Yeah, that's why they're all like trapped in that area. I forget what it's called, that school, whatever, right? And they're in that weird they're like look like ghosts, I guess, kind of. Not really, but like slime.
They're slime monsters, dude.
It's slime monsters. Yeah, and they're wearing like their cap and gown.
It's a trap. Yeah.
Let me tell you something about Bloodborne. That one area, the Nightmare Frontier.
Oh my
I think it's the Nightmare Frontier, where they have the things that look like that look like fucking face huggers but bigger. I guess you could say they look like the things from Prometheus, the giant fucking
with the menses, or what do they call it? Not menses. What is the hell is it called?
Oh,
I can't remember.
Okay, it's like the poison area, right?
Yeah,
the frenzy. That part.
They just like they're crawling in the fucking.
Oh yeah, they're in the they're the face huggers. They're in the sludge. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They're like they're white in
The
color.
area you fight amygdala.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you fight
Yeah.
amygdala. The area you fight amygdala.
Yeah.
That's also
Yeah.
the worst place
So,
to get
I
invaded
fucking
too, by
hate
the way.
it is the worst place to get invaded, but I fucking hate the Nightmare Frontier. It's a terrible area. It makes me sick to my stomach. It's gross.
The guys throw rocks
and I
at
hate
you,
it.
kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah. What
Fucking
about the guys that
sickening.
throw boulders at you in that area? Like I got
Super
like
annoying.
yeah, like I came out of like a cave and I got hit with a boulder and I died. I'm like, what the fuck? Like what happened? And I look and then I went back to the area. It was like a guy throwing like chucking rocks at me or boulders. I forget what those
You're
guys
just
are
like,
called.
what is going on?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, for real though. What's up, Ryan?
Yo,
Bit.
What's up, bro?
Yeah.
What's up?
What's up, Bit?
what's good?
And what about
that?
what about the what's the place with the where you get taken away if you get hit by a bag?
That is
Oh yeah.
The
that-
Lost Cathedral, I think. Something
No,
like
not
It's,
Lost Cathedral. It's called
I
Oh
can't
my God,
remember,
what
but
the
that.
Get
Those
it
are
wrong.
grave robber looking guys,
the
right?
fucking,
You go to the prison.
the sack
Yeah.
boy,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
it takes you to an area you can go to later on in the game, but early. It's very spooky.
That
Very
it
was
is
spooky.
spooky. I
devastating.
hate it.
That was
It's
devastating when they
Very
got me.
scary, right?
Like,
Very
where am I
scary.
going? I felt I
I-
was stuck. I didn't know what to
yeah.
do.
I
I
hate
don't even
those.
know how I got out of that area. I don't. I very clearly remember getting taken away, and I don't remember how I escaped.
I remember those guys like throat punching me and like me dying basically. And I'm like,
They
what the hell's
kick so
going
hard.
on?
Yeah,
They
it's
kick
tough
so
in there.
hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they hit you with that bag. It's like a sack of rocks on your head. It's just like Jesus.
What was it? Yahar Ghul? Yahar
That is Yahar Ghul, yes.
Yahar Ghul.
No, it's not
Yeah.
Yahar Ghul. That's the Unseen Village. That's
I'm going to
the-
say number 2. That's my final call. My final answer. Number 2 for Bloodborne.
Some great areas
as,
though,
like, your
like
favorite?
and bosses.
Yeah, the level design in Bloodborne.
Really good.
Yeah, level design. It's tough between Dark Souls 1 and Bloodborne. Those are both really good. Again, I think Bloodborne is more consistent though.
Yeah, I
It
love the
is,
level
because
design.
It doesn't have an area like fucking what was it? Lost Islip.
Yeah, yeah.
It's Hypogean Jail, whatever the fuck. Thank you, T Rock and Franco. Appreciate it.
That's it. Yep.
And correct me if I'm wrong, there was no like poison area, right?
No,
In
there was.
Bloodborne?
There is.
It's the
Which
area
one?
near amygdala or something.
The
like that.
Nightmare Frontier is the poison area.
Maybe you never
I don't
went.
remember that area for some
Right?
reason.
It's optional, right?
I know
is
I've
optional.
been.
Yeah.
I know I went everywhere, but for some reason that's like hazy to me right now.
You blocked it out because it's a traumatizing area.
Maybe. You know how Souls like freaking from
It's a
software. They
traumatizing
gotta,
area.
you know they gotta have their poison areas. And
Yeah.
those are always
Yeah.
the freaking worst.
No,
They,
it's
they are.
like the
Does
worst.
anybody
They
like the
did block
poison
it out.
areas? Like there's obviously no,
Yeah.
There's-
I must have
there's
blocked it
Sekiro-
out then.
Sekiro's got that annoying poison area too.
Oh god. And Dark Souls 3.
Sekiro's
Yikes.
poison area isn't that bad because you spend like 5 seconds there.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
You know, I think personally, I mean, Blighttown's pretty rough, but that's just because I played it on my PlayStation 3. So, you know, I was pop locking everywhere, dog. Those frames were spooky. So, that's pretty rough. Blighttown. I hate was Farron's Keep because you got to like go on a scavenger hunt to find the candles to
Yeah.
out. And I'm just like, bro, I hate this shit, man. It's
Yeah. Even now, like even if you know what to do, it's still annoying.
Yeah.
Mhm.
super fucking annoying. I absolutely hate it, especially because you don't get a ring like you do in Dark Souls 1 where you can move better in the fucking sludge, man. So it's awful.
Yeah.
Who
Luca,
was
did
the
you-
worst boss in Bloodborne?
Worst boss in Bloodborne.
Hmm.
I think.
I said the
Ooh.
witch. I said the witch.
Oh yeah, the witch is easy.
I wouldn't.
I'm good with Shadows of Yharnam still.
When I think of worst boss, it's like bosses that irritate me. You know,
Yeah.
worst boss in Bloodborne.
Okay, so the most trash boss. Dating.
Probably the I know it's probably the living failures.
Oh, I forgot about those. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's DLC, but
That's DLC, yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's DLC, yeah.
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah,
it
that's
is.
It was
probably the clock
annoying.
tower. Yeah, that's probably the clock tower.
I think the
Failures are fucking
I
trash.
didn't think Bloodborne had like a really bad boss. That's the
No.
thing. Like most of them
No,
had.
it has some trash ones that were super easy to beat.
like the Witch of
Yeah.
Hemwick was super easy.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
was
they might be easy, but they weren't like there's nobody that I'm like I just don't want to ever have to face. Like when you
Right.
play Dark Souls 1, you don't ever look forward to the bed of chaos,
No,
right?
I
Like
certainly do not. I was actually thinking, I was like, maybe I'll replay Dark Souls 1. Then I thought about Lost Izalith and the Bed of Chaos. I was like, you know what? How about I just not play this game, dude? Like, I'm good.
and then
Fucking,
walking around in the freaking dark in
oh
Tomb of
my God.
Giants.
And then those I remember. Okay, I was so fucking stupid, bro. I went into the Tomb of the Giants, right, with like only a +5 like holy blessed weapon. I don't remember what that fucking status thing is, right? Because I didn't know that you can go to +10 with those weapons, right? So I was like the fucking skeleton dogs were like, "What's good?"
What's good?
All I was really triggered by that area. I like actually that area almost made me quit the game. So you know. I did it, but whatever, man. You guys gotta play Dark Souls, man. It's fucking great, man.
Well, and then even the new Londo Ruins annoyed me with the that's the one with the ghosts, right?
Ghosts, yeah.
Yes, like that.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. It doesn't bother me as much as the fucking Tomb of the Giants does.
It keeps going back to like any area that forces me to burn like items.
Yeah.
I'm a hoarder. I'm a hoarder in these games. So you start forcing me to just burn them just to kind of stand in the area.
That's great. I'm a hoarder. Don't make me use my resources.
I'm a video game hoarder. Like I'm one of those guys that ends like I'll be at the Final Fantasy and never have used the potion, like in the final boss. Because I was like, you never know. You save them for that one area, I guess, or that one time you're gonna need them, and it never comes. There's never.
That's the thing about the consumables, because like in Bloodborne, there were so many times I would get a bad start on a boss. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna die because I'm not using my stuff. Like I'm not gonna waste it,
Yeah.
And then like you're right, there'd be certain items. I'm like, oh yeah, I never use this.
You know what's funny though?
I saved it for
Bloodborne's more
that
lenient
day.
with giving you shit. You notice that compared to the other ones. Like when it comes to blood vows, like they just
more
absolutely.
blood vials.
It's
they're very
really
easy to farm.
The coolest thing about it is
shoot.
that like you can just use some of your boss souls to buy a shit ton. That's what I did.
Yeah, I did.
I never
did
used
the
them for
same.
that. I just used for like upgrades, the souls.
Yeah.
That's what I did too. Yeah.
I definitely bought a lot. That and fire paper. Like,
fire paper's so key.
I can't remember what boss it was, but I killed a boss and I was like, okay, cool. I spent all the boss souls on buying blood vials, so I never had to go buy. I didn't have to go buy any vials for the rest of the game, dude.
Wow. See, I don't think I did that, but I would spend some of them.
All right.
I used the blood clots also, the little cold.
Yes, the blood clot. Yeah.
But yeah, Bloodborne, absolutely fucking phenomenal game. I love it. All right. And then we could me and OBM maybe one day can just go live and talk about like Dark Souls. Since we're Ryan, did you play Dark Souls?
Dark Souls 3, yeah. I haven't beaten it yet. Not
all right. So I'm not the only one.
Yeah, okay. And Erica didn't beat Dark Souls 1 either, but that's because of the game it wouldn't agree with her.
But it crashed?
Yeah. No, well, it's a story.
Were you playing it on PC, Erica?
Is it on PC?
I had it. No, I had it on PC, and then my PC effed up, and something happened with the game, and then I don't freaking remember. I think I got stuck.
She lost her file.
Yeah.
Damn,
Erica, I got a question.
Stuck, and then what happened?
I got a question for you. How do the games look like especially the older like Souls, Dark Souls 2? How do they look on PC? Like is it
well, the Dark Souls 1, it was all right from what I remember. It was fine.
Okay.
I had to get that.
No, it's still spooky, dude. So don't even.
I mean, I had to do that.
Don't expect greatness.
I had to get that patch or whatever for it to run right.
Yeah, I'm gonna get Souls. Yeah. I'm thinking about getting Dark Souls 1 and 2 on PC.
Get 3. 3 is a treat.
Well, I have 3 on PS5.
I have 3 on PC.
Yeah, it looks really.
But does it look better? Like, does the PC version of 3 look better than the consoles?
It's kind of minimal. I'll be honest.
Really?
Like,
so it's not
and it's still the art design isn't.
Yeah, it doesn't really translate. Whoa, this is so much better on PC. Even with G-Sync monitor and stuff. And then the frames are at 60, like they're capped.
So they're capped. Wow.
Yeah.
I might just
don't
stick to the
expect
PlayStation version then.
Blue Point makeover, basically.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's nothing like that. Yeah.
Let's talk Dark Souls 3. Fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
Great boss fights.
Great.
God. The Twin Princes. absolutely.
Yeah,
That's my favorite boss fight.
Lorian and
I'm
Lothric.
almost there.
Yeah,
I love
Lorian and
them.
Lothric. I absolutely love them so much. And then the music that plays, like, I definitely think Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3 has the best like soundtrack. It's fucking
Facts.
phenomenal. I like the
Abyss
final boss a
Watchers.
lot for Dark Souls 3. Yeah, the Abyss Watchers are a great boss fight. Like pretty
Mhm.
much most of the boss fights in Dark Souls 3 are good, you know?
Yeah.
Like most of them are really good. I was
Very
afraid of
creative. Yeah.
Aldridge for a very long time. I was like, no, dude, I'm not fighting this fucking blob that eats people. But, you know, eventually I went to go fight him and it was fine. But still, you know, I was like, no, there's just no fucking way, dude. But let's talk. Okay, so the bosses of Dark Souls 3 are Udix Gundyr, Vort of the Boreal Valley. Oh, I forgot about the fucking Cursed Rotted Greatwood. Yeah, that's the worst boss fight.
Yeah, the tree. The tree.
Yeah.
The worst.
See, I
That
don't
was more
remember
the
that
more
one.
creative ones I've personally fought. Though. I was like, that's cool. Like you actually
Yeah,
you gotta hit the
it's
weak
definitely
spots.
creative.
That's really cool.
Hit him in the
Yeah,
balls.
no, for sure.
Pretty much.
Curse Rotted Great. Okay, Crystal Sage, the Abyss Watchers, Deacons of the Deep, High Lord Wolnir, Old Demon King Pontiff Salavan, Yorm the Giant, Aldrich, Devourer of Gods. You know, he's got fucking what? Okay, so you guys don't know this because you didn't play Dark Souls, but Aldrich, Aldrich is literally just the blob. You know, he's just a blob. So the person who's like at the top that has like the crown and is using the staff, that person is a boss from Dark Souls 1.
That area is from 1.
Yes, the entire area is from Dark Souls 1. So, you know, Aldrich fucking came through and was like, what is that boss's name from Dark Souls 1? I don't remember. You know, he was a boy that dressed up like a girl. I think his family dressed him up like a girl. I'm not super into
What?
them. It's like a long story. There's a lot that goes into it. Hold on. What is this fucking boss's name, dude? Like, I can't remember. People in the chat. Oh, Gwendolyn. So the boss, this Aldrich came through and fucking ate Gwendolyn. So I'm just kind of like when I was just like, okay, you know, like when I found out about that lore, I was just kind of like, bro, I don't know about this shit, chief. It's kind of spooky, you know. So, but yeah, what are other bosses?
So you know who's the biggest letdown, maybe of all time in any of Miyazaki's games was the giant, that Yorm the giant guy.
Yeah,
in Dark
Yorm
Souls
was
2?
pretty fucking annoying to fight.
Like you saw him in the wasn't it like in the advertisement or like when they first
Mhm.
revealed
Yes,
Dark
yes.
Souls
Yeah.
the
3?
advertising, yeah.
It's
And you're like,
opening
whoa,
cinematic,
that guy's. I was just like looking forward to seeing what that was going to be like. It ended up being like just a lame boss fight. That's probably. I mean, it wasn't like it was annoying or anything like that, but it was definitely a letdown of a boss fight. Out of I think everything in that game. I don't know if
Like
there was
it's
anything.
yeah, I mean it's cool like how you kill them and everything because the storm ruler and all that, like that's cool, but other than that, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely get that. Then there's the Dancer of the Boreal Valley.
I like that. That's one of
I
my
like that boss
favorites.
fight.
Yeah.
I think it's because I think to me that well, I told you Dark Souls 3 is my first game. So outside of the first boss, that's the one. That's probably going to be my most memorable because I think I fought the dancer more than any other.
She was really spinning to win, man. I don't know what was going on.
Like,
Very
and-
elegant.
and like as I said before, if Enrique says playing with 60 frames is like cheating, then it was like playing on the OG VCR Xbox, playing with against the dancer was like a handicap. It's, you know, like your frames are going between like 10 to 20. When
Oh
it's
my
like spinning
God.
around, it's like it starts
Yeah.
going in slow
You
motion.
just keep spinning. You're like, what is she doing? Where's she going? I don't know. Yeah,
Well,
for sure.
my screen would grind to like a halt and then it would speed back up. It's like there's no way to time anything. So that was the most frustrating experience I've ever had with frame rates.
No, more frustrating than fucking Blighttown.
Well, I played Blighttown with the remaster on the one.
Oh, okay.
So
Well,
yeah, I didn't experience.
oh,
what you guys
okay. So you can
experienced.
experience. Listen, let me tell you. In Blighttown on the PlayStation 3, my frames dropped to like 11 or 12 or some shit, dude. It was spooky. Like it was bad. Anyway, I got through it, but still.
Yeah.
All right. Dragon Slayer armor. Great fucking
Love that
fight.
one. Yeah.
Absolutely phenomenal.
That one's good to co-op. I would just go back and help other people. It was fun. Yeah.
It's great fucking fight. Osiros, the Consumed King, very cool lore. Meh fight in my opinion.
I agree with that.
Champion Gundyr, fucking amazing fight. Just
Mhm.
amazing. I absolutely love it. It's a great like way to subvert expectations since he's like, okay, I'm the real Gundyr, you know, that bitch you fought in the beginning, okay? Doesn't count. And then Lothric and Lorien, favorite boss fight, absolutely fucking love them.
Yeah.
Beautiful, gorgeous, amazing, spectacular. You know, it's like that Lady
When he
Gaga
brings down, when they
theme.
bring down the sword, and you got to roll out of that, like
and then
whatever
the
that is.
music, it's
awesome.
everything about that fight. And he's like, oh, Ashen One. I'm like, bro, come on, dude, this shit is fire. Ancient Wyvern is trash, so we'll just move.
That's not even a fight.
The Nameless King, I hate the first phase because I hate dragon fights in Dark Souls. They're fucking terrible. But Nameless King himself is great. It's great. So
yeah, it's just the camera really in the first.
The camera
phase.
is just like, let me jump off a building, please. And then Soul
it's the
Cinder,
worst enemy.
great fucking final boss fight. I don't know if you guys played the Dark Souls 3 DLC. I played both of them. I beat both of them. Ashes of Ariandel is fucking garbage. It's a terrible fucking DLC. My buddy Sin Vendetta is like, Luca, it's fine. You know, let's go through it together. You know, I'm like, okay, we went through it together. It's still fucking awful. I hate it. Okay. Sister Frieda, whatever the fuck her name is. It just was like, it just capped off a terrible experience. I was just, this is awful. The grave tender, grave robber, grave whatever the fuck, watchman dude. I don't know, dude with the giant fake Sith. Annoying, hated it.
What's the one with the like Timberwolf or something like that?
Yeah, it's that one. I can't remember what his name is.
That was okay.
Champion's Grave Tender, I think, is something like that. Hate it. Absolutely hated it. I was like, I'm out. So, like I said, I've beaten every single Souls boss and Bloodborne boss. I've beaten all of them, except for Manus, who's from Dark Souls 1. He was the Dark Souls 1 Artorias of the Abyss final boss. I was like, there's just no way. I didn't beat him. And then I didn't beat, who else did I do? I think it's just Manus. It's just Manus. He's the only one. Everyone else, I've beaten every other boss in the Souls games. So, did you guys play?
You know what you gotta do next?
What? No, I'm good. I don't need to fight that ninja. He's good. And then the Ring City, great DLC. Every single boss in the Ring City, even the Half-Light dude or whatever, fucking great. I like the part where it's like, what oh shit, I can't remember. Make haste. This shit is fire. I love that. Absolutely phenomenal. Gale, the Slave Knight, great, whatever the fuck. Great boss fight. Absolutely loved it. Madeira can eat a dick. I fought Madeira on like
that's hilarious.
On like New Game +3 using a fucking melee build. Worst mistake of my life. I mean, I did it, but then, like, you know, after countless playthroughs, someone's like, you know, you can use this fucking spell on them. I'm like, bro, I didn't know that. I didn't fucking know that. So, you know, but yeah, man. But before we cap off and everything, we can talk a little bit about Dark Souls 3. I remember not a thing, Erica. I don't remember anything.
Oh, okay? You mean 2?
Yes, Dark Souls 2. See, yeah. I even erased it from my memory.
It's the only one I didn't finish. So like I said, it wasn't a Miyazaki game, and it doesn't feel like a Miyazaki game.
You know, Erica, I want to hear the good things about Dark Souls 2.
Game is a trip. Like, okay, you have the health that shaves down, you know, as you get killed or whatever. So that was like a thing. Doing that for the first time, that was rough for me. I don't know. I kind of think of it more as like a badge of honor because I went through that, and after that, I just felt like, okay, I'm ready for all this other Souls because like it was rough, and a lot of those the bosses, like they had like a giant boss. I remember him, like a couple of giants, and he just wrapped around the legs, kind of hit in the back and the butt, and that's it. Like it's just a lot of that, and then they would do the multiples, like they would have like 3 bosses at once. I remember that was like a thing.
I'm looking through these bosses, and let me tell you,
name a couple of them. Let me see if I remember these guys because I'm bad with names. Okay.
We'll start from the beginning. So the last giant,
yeah.
The pursuer. I think the pursuer is cool because he would just show up randomly. Like, what's good? It's me, the pursuer. I'm chasing you.
The frame. I remember the frames though were kind of crazy.
Yeah, I played the fucking what was it, the remaster that they did or some shit of Dark Souls 2. I played that one. That was my first experience with it.
Yeah.
Executioner's Chariot, the Looking Glass Knight, The skeleton.
Oh, the
Wars.
Looking Glass Knight.
Okay, talk about it. Talk about it.
You're bringing back memories. Just I'm hearing the names and I remember. Like, I'm gonna have to. They're all on my channel. I'm gonna look through my videos right now and just see like what gave me the most trouble. Keep naming them though.
Yes, the Flexile Sentry, Lost Sinner, which I think I like that boss fight.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
Belfry Gargoyles, the Ruin Sentinels, the Royal Rat Vanguard, the Royal Rat Authority, Scorpionus Nachka, the Duke's Dear Freya. I think I like that boss fight too. Mipha, the Baneful Queen, the Rotten, Old Dragon Slayer, the Covetous Demon, Smelter Demon, Old Iron King, Guardian Dragon, Demon of Song, Veldstat, the Royal Aegis,
I remember him. Yeah.
Dark Lurker, Dragon Rider, the Twin Dragon Riders, Prowling Magus, and Congregation. Giant Lord.
The Congregation. That's when you're like in the freaking church and there's just it's like it's easy. Yeah.
Ancient Dragon, Throne Watcher, and Throne Defender. I like that boss fight. Nishandra, I like that boss fight too. And then Aldia, Scholar of the First Sin, which
that's the final.
Yeah, it's a
final boss. Yeah,
I don't know
it's
about that.
I'm looking at.
You had like the most bosses, and I remember not one. I was just like looking at them.
Yeah, a few of them. Yeah, there are definitely some forgettable ones, but like the Scorpionus.
Yeah,
that one was like pretty cool. I remember that. It had like the double things, the double tails.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that was a thing. And then Iron Keep, the Iron King. Yeah, F that guy. Remember there was a hole in the ground? I fell through that maybe like, I don't know, 10 times. I'd be, I'm trying to fight him, and then all of a sudden I'm just in the lava. I'm like, okay, cool.
If you ever play Dark Souls 1, let me tell you, you're gonna enjoy falling through some holes and fucking.
Oh man,
the bed of chaos between the worst fucking.
They give you like
for that remake or remaster of that.
They give you like this small ass area and they put holes. It's great.
Yeah, it's great. All right. Did you still want to do worst areas, and then we can cap it off there, OBM?
Sure, we can do worst areas.
Okay,
I think we already took. I think we already covered them though. For me, the ones that stand out were the, standing in the dark in the Tomb of Giants. Yeah, trying to inch your way through. I don't even remember. What I think I did. I think I watched a video and I just traced my steps like based on what they did in the video. That's the only way I could get through it. That was awful. And then the lava level lost.
Yep.
How do you say
Lost
that?
Islip.
Yeah. So Blighttown wasn't that bad for me because I didn't have the frame rate issues, and because there was all this talk going into that, my expectations were so low that I guess it exceeded those. so that wasn't that bad. I can't really like I said, I don't like any. I don't really generally like having to run through a bunch of lava and stuff like that. So. That's always kind of a pain point for me, but those are the two that stand out the most. I don't have anything in Bloodborne that stands out or any of the other Dark Souls in terms of like Dark Souls 3. Does it have a bad area? Nothing.
Yeah, it does.
Fair
and keep.
Oh, that's right. Where you just got to freaking roll through that stuff.
Yeah,
right?
I hate it, dude. I hate that area. It's fucking.
I blocked that one out of my mind. Yeah.
Right, okay, traumatizing. All right, so really, really great show. Also, la 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 la. Those fucking winter lanterns, and they're like when you could just hear them singing, and you're like, oh my god, here they come. Fucking terrifying, dude. So we'll cap it off there for now. Great show.
Everybody needs to beat Dark Souls 1 so we can talk about Ornstein and
yeah.
I know. I'm going back.
Yeah.
Right,
I would like it if Enrique, Ryan and Erica, if you guys could beat Dark Souls 1 so we could.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go back.
The Four Kings.
It's a great level design wise, absolutely phenomenal. It's a great game. It's a really good game. There's only like that one level, that Lost Islip and the Bed of Chaos are like Tomb of Giants is pretty bad, but like I will take 30 Tomb of the Giants compared to fucking Lost Eyes Lift, dude. Like, I just can't do it, man. It's awful. So, but overall, really great, really cohesive story, and great gameplay, great build diversity, great level design, great game. So, but yeah, thank you so much for joining me on my channel. It sucks. If I had fucking Jim Ryan, dude. If I had known that he was gonna drop this information today, I would have fucking been like, okay, we can just do this another day or whatever. But we had already scheduled it, so I was just like, okay, we have to do it, and it's okay because I had a really great time doing it. But I was just I was watching some videos before I went live, the PlayStation guys are fucking pissed, dude. Shit is hilarious. Anyway, so I'm gonna
I gotta say, I really have a respect for your ability to just kind of whenever you see a fire, it's you run to it. You don't really set it ablaze anymore. You just like to play in it. you're like Danny from Game of Thrones. You just like to stand in
Mother
it.
of Dragons
while all the grown men are crying and rioting.
I know,
and
it's
around
so
you.
it's absolutely fucking phenomenal, dude. People on Twitter, I was like, oh, Bloodborne should go to PC. Someone's like, you don't even have a PC. I'm like, I know. You're just so did you just say this to start shit? I'm like, yes, I did. I did just say it to start shit. I'm letting you know. I'm at least I'm not like those other people who are like, oh, I hate drama. Drama's the worst. But then you see them in every single fucking thread arguing with people, talking shit, doing all that extra shit in denial about the reality of who they are. At least I tell you. I fucking love this shit. It's funny. This shit is fun. I have a lizard brain, so I get bored.
God.
And when I get bored, I'm like, I need something to stimulate my mind, man. And then when I see, oh, these people are arguing about stupid shit, I'm like, oh my God, this is the best thing ever. Let me go ahead. Hey, it's me. I just wanted to say hello. I know you guys are threatening each other right now for some reason, but I just wanted to say that Xbox is the best box and I'm out. And I just did that. I made so many fucking posts on Twitter today. Jay Bari and Persona were it was great, dude. I'm in all of Jay Bari's fucking comments oh he's like, listen, sis. Okay. And then who else was there? Jack Moves should I go live? I'm like, yes, go live. Tell them what's up, Jack Moves. So it was fucking great today. It's been fucking phenomenal. I did a video on it. Dude, and as I was doing the video, dude, I was just laughing throughout the video. I just couldn't help myself. I'm like, this is so funny. Jim Ryan is a trip, dude. I love him. So anyway,
you basically got your own Phil Spencer for PlayStation.
Yeah, I mean, he's yours.
It's gonna get better.
Shit, he's on the cover.
It's gonna get even better too. I'm waiting for the God of Wars, the
There we go.
Bloodborne, the Uncharted.
Look, Erica's added to it. She says she's waiting. Wait till.
Those are gonna be the Twitter freaking highlights.
Wait till, guys. Wait.
I set the table. It's he's giving you a chance to get warmed up to it.
It's absolutely. Listen, say what you will about Xbox and how they tried to cuck us a couple.
They were. Yeah.
At least Phil Spencer's like, yeah, okay, we want, we believe, you should play where you want to play.
Yeah, they were up front with it.
They were up front. Jim Ryan, Jim Ryan, as Fonzarelli likes to say, he's all we believe in generations. And then just kidding, we're putting these fucking games on PlayStation 4. And then who wants to play old games? Just kidding. We're letting y'all play some old games. I'm like, bro, I understand that your community's full of very passionate gamers, but you can just tell them. Just tell them up front, man. Don't lie to them. I bet he's like, I can lie to you bitches and you're still gonna buy the fucking system. So I don't care. He's got that Nintendo energy where they just do whatever they want and their people eat it up, but whatever. Anyway, so yeah, great show today. Thanks so much for joining me. Shout out to all of you guys who came through. Shout out to everyone who listens later. Erica, thank you for coming on.
Hey, thank you. No, thanks for having me. I wasn't, like I said, because I didn't beat them all. I didn't beat Dark Souls 1. I didn't think I was going to be here, but I'm glad I still came through. It was fun. Thanks for having me.
For sure. Ryan?
Yeah, thanks for having me. Fun as always.
Okay, OBM?
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Enrique?
Yeah.
Thank you again, Luca. Had a pleasure. It was a pleasure. Had a blast talking about Soulsborne games. Great stuff.
Okay, and I'm Luca. Hold on, let me swallow this fucking. I'm choking.
Are you still eating gummy bears?
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming through and listening later. I appreciate you guys. Here's the thing. Shout out to all my channel members. You know, you guys are beautiful. You're beautiful. You're amazing. You're gorgeous. Okay, I love you
Thanks,
guys.
Luca. Thank you.
Of course, Boo. Okay. What else is there? Yeah. I'm probably gonna go live some other time this week if some other news comes out. Like, I'll probably. I hope some news comes out. It's so funny.
Thursday should be fun.
Thursday's gonna be hilarious.
It's crazy to me that people are just. I was in Jay Bari's stream and this guy was just like, "Wait, can you guys hear me?"
Yeah, now. Yeah.
I was in Jay Bari's stream. Sorry, I was in Jay Bari's stream. Like the excitement got to me, dude. Like they're trying to get me off air. I was in Jay Bari's stream. And this guy was just like, "Oh, you the Xbox guys just came out of nowhere." I'm like, "Yeah, we're like roaches, you know." And any drop of bad news is enough to get us scurrying through. And then, like, shout out to who was it? Chris Hart. It was either Chris Hart or Chris Righteous. I don't know. It was. I get them mixed up because both of their names are Chris. Like, hold on. One of them came through. This shit had me cackling, bro. And he was just kind of like. He was like, "Who else is getting tired of all the trolling?" And it's Chris Hart. He's like, "Okay, can you guys still hear me?"
Yeah.
Okay. Chris Hart's like, "Hands up if you think everyone is taking this too far on both sides." And I was like, "Chris, not you saying this to me when you are one of the biggest ponies and console warriors that there. I see Chris everywhere talking shit about Xbox, and now he wants to be like, I think people are taking it too far, Luca." I'm like, no, they're not taking it far enough, dog. Okay. So anyway, shout out to all my brothers. I have nothing but love and respect for you guys. Every time something bad happens, it's a great day for me because it's fucking hilarious watching everyone freak out. Like, you know, I really feel for you guys. You know, it's the same when anything that happens on Xbox happens. I'm over here like, just like, you know, I'm angry, but then I'm also kind of like, yes, finally something to fucking talk about, man. Bless. So, yeah, bless. You know, Scumcast is gonna be great. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm gonna have to find like a pony to come on or something, dude. I'm gonna have to search to the fucking I'll put out some hate for you guys.
I'll be in the chat with some holy water. Don't worry, I got you.
Hey, yo, shout out to Amaziago, aka listen, I don't know. Listen, I'm looking around. That guy is fucking like he compared Jim Ryan to fucking Judas from the Bible.
Wow.
I thought he called him Hitler or some weird shadow. That shit was wild.
Anyway,
bro.
I'm out. Bye, guys. See you later.
Peace.
He's like,
Judas.
Oh, yeah, right, Corey, wasn't I like, please give me something to talk about? I'm so bored. Yeah, okay. All right, bye, guys.